Hello there guys, and welcome to another Milk is Nice tutorial. In this series we're going to be looking at Barba page transitions mixed in with a bit of GSAP. In the last series we did something quite simple. If you don't know anything about Barba or page transitions, I suggest you go back and watch my first series. It shows you sort of how to set it up. But in the first series we just did the basic transition, which is on an example that they've given us on barbs.js.org, which is this, and then we added like a little custom animation down here. Now everything was triggering at the same time, but this time we're going to sort of trigger events at different points. So like I said, page 2 comes in, Milk is Nice, and then we get our title animating in. So page 1, and then the old container is removed and the new container is brought in, and we can see, bang, this loader, once this is finished, old container is removed and the new container is brought in. So yeah, if, like I said, go back and watch the first series if you have any sort of problem setting this up. But let's start by looking at the HTML. I'll put all this in a link below, the source code, but let's just take a quick look. So we have our index file here, and in the index file we have our nav, we have our wipes. I never know what to call these, like color wipey, animatey things that shoot up. Then we have that little Milk is Nice that appears in the middle. It's not a real loader, it's just for an example, and we're going to use it to sort of trigger the next step. And then below this is where Barba starts. So we have got our Barba wrapper, we've got our Barba container, and everything that we want to transition is inside of these wrapper and container. Page 2, we don't have the navigation or the color wipes because obviously they're in the index file. We just have our Barba wrapper, and the stuff we want to transition inside of here, and the same again on page 3. So I think that's everything to start with. Next we'll be looking at the JavaScript, guys, so let's get coding. Okay, so to start with, we're going to go to barbs.js.org and we want to click on transition. And we can copy this code because we're going to be using some of it. So if you guys copy this, and then go into your JS file, I've already copied and pasted it in here and just removed the comments already. So yeah, so paste it in here, and then we're going to go to the top and we're going to start Barba. So let's go barba.pjax and start it. There we go. And we want to change, I'm going to change the name of this variable to transition animation, and then we want to return it down here. So we're going to say transition animation. Then we've got our start function. Let's move this down so we can see it a bit better. So we've got transition, base, extend, start function, and then we've got our promises. I'm going to rename this to start transition, and then I think that's all okay. Fade in, I'm going to keep the same, I think. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, we should be able to see this working now. So if we come up here, it would have worked before we changed the variable names, but let's just check that everything is good. So we can go page 2. No, something's wrong. Okay, what is this? I need to change this name, don't I, to start transition. There we go, now it should work. Okay, let's see. Close that one down for now. There we go. So that's basically from the example that Barba has given us, just the normal fade in and fade out with our URL changing and it's doing a smooth transition into one page to the next. Obviously we're going to do something a bit more custom. So let's come back in here. We don't need this because we're going to be using our own timeline. We're going to be using GSAP. So let's make a timeline. So let's go var, what should we call it? Out transition, and then we want it to be a new timeline max, and then we're going to go and grab out transition, and this is where we're going to make our timeline. So first things first, let's come back. We've got a title, so let's remove that first and get that to fade out and move up. So we're going to say 2, and let's grab the title, and let's go 1 second and curlies. Oh, we're doing curlies, and we want to say y, and let's say -50. That will move it up, and auto alpha of 0 so that the opacity goes down to 0. So and then that's okay for now. So that's our title moving. Then we've got our little color wipes that go up and down. So I've set them in the CSS to display none, so we want to display them block. So we're going to say set, let's grab our color wipe. I forgot the dot again, didn't I? Grab our color wipe, and let's say 1 second. 1 second, sorry, we don't need to add a time when we're setting it. So let's go display, and we want to say block, and then we want to move them out of the screen, so y 100%, and I need to put quotes 100%. Okay, that's set, and then we're going to go and we need to stagger the wipes so that they come in at slightly different times. So we're going to use a GSAP stagger, stagger from 2, and let's grab the color wipe again. I probably should have made this a variable, never mind. Color wipe, and 1 second, and let's go y. So we're going from y of 100%, and comma, and 2 now. So we're going to go y -100%, and let's do some easing on this. So we can say ease, let's go for an expo.ease out. Okay, and then the gap between we want to make, so that it staggers, want to make that 0.2 seconds. Okay, that's fine for now. So we can probably see this working. Let's come back and take a look. Come on, there we go. So if we click this now, we should, there we go. So I know it's all at the wrong time, but that's what we're going to look at. So let's come back. So that's all working. Did our title fade? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. No, it didn't, or it didn't. We didn't see it in time, but we can have a look at that next. So yeah, I think that's the end for now. We've gone on for a bit, but in the next one we'll look at promises and how to get this all working correctly. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.